See, I think he's... All right.
That's Trey.
And that's Goldie.
We're friends
From
college. Then Trey married my sister.
But unfortunately, we got divorced.
We don't talk about that.
Mostly because there's nothing to talk about.
It was all good.
Our friendship deepened while we were both employed at an event production consulting company.
We spent 280 plus days on the road.
Which made us expert business travelers.
And expert best friends who always had one goal in mind.
Host a podcast together. And after people didn't like the first 6 shows, including one where we interviewed building contractors in the Upper Peninsula while they worked,
and one where we searched the country for the next great kid blues guitarist,
we realized we weren't making shows about our true passion.
We had to talk about the thing we know and love more than anything. Welcome to Business Trips.
Okay, welcome to Business Trips. This week we're going to talk to a great new guest about their business travel tips and tips for the road. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Business Trips is brought to you by Love Chicken and Ribs. Do you love chicken and ribs? We do too. So much so that we opened a restaurant that serves those things, and we even named the restaurant that. Located at 627 North Azusa Avenue in between Rip and Vapors and the Cavalry Chapel in downtown Azusa, Love Chicken and Ribs is a great place to come and get your barbecue on. And in the age of instant information and security, please know that we can now offer you that we are able to confirm your order in real time. You heard that right. Whether an online order or a phone order, we can confirm that order as you are ordering. Another feature we can offer you, fellow lovers of chicken and ribs, curbside pickup. You heard that right. No matter where your politics fall, we can all agree on convenience. Park out front and keep that engine running, because we'll bring the food right to your car. We love chicken and ribs, and we love you. That's cool.
I love that one. All right, we're very excited about our guest today. Her name is Judy, and she does, I may be stepping on your own sentence to speak, Judy, but you do a lot of travel for business, I guess you'd call it. You go around to jewelry trade shows.
Yep.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Long-time fan, first-time friend.
Oh,
I love that.
I like that too.
So tell us about these. What happens at I've never been to a jewelry trade show.
I'm always amazed at how many trade shows exist, so I'm not surprised that there's one for jewelry.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah. And we're talking big venues, lots of jewelry expos. And I don't know if it says in my bio, but I was doing a whole list of different expos before this, but I think jewelry is the one that's going to stick.
Oh, yeah? What else did you dabble in?
Well, I did my juices. I had juices. I did some creams. I did eyewear, like a mask at night, and tires.
These are all trade shows.
These are all trade shows. And guys, when I tell you the tires were heavy.
Oh, I know. I know.
Heavy.
Tires are heavier.
It's one of the few things. The other thing I would think of is where it's heavier than it looks, water. Doesn't that seem like water should be nothing?
Yeah.
It should be, but then you're talking glass, plastics, heavy plastics. It's palpable.
Judy, have you ever seen a tidal wave just wreck a village?
What?
No, skip it. What?
I mean, do it if you want to do it. Sure, yeah.
I saw in your email that you love compression socks. Is that true?
That is 100% true. Compression is my life.
Okay.
What is it? Because I always want to say viewers, but it's really for the listeners. What is a compression sock? What's the function of it? What's it made of? What does it do?
Yes.
We're talking about a heavy-duty nylon, and what it's doing is it's compressing the leg so that there's an extra blood flow. So as you can imagine, I'm on my feet pretty much 18 hours a day when I'm doing my trades. So when I started wearing my compression socks, it just changed my ability to perform.
Guys, I got to rewind. Are you at the jewelry conventions checking it out or selling your own that you've made, and there's no wrong answer. I hope it's the second one. I don't care.
That's a hot cue.
Checking it out. Well, I guess I wouldn't make too much money doing that.
Right.
Okay.
But I do my fair share of checking out. What I do is I set up a little booth, and a lot of times people think I'm just standing there, right? I'm waiting for people to come. But my skill, I guess the sharpest tool in my skill set would be that I go out and get folks. I go out and make the connection first. And then a friend becomes a
Frenemy.
client.
A client. A customer.
That's amazing. So you're walking around in a convention center. Could be Dallas. Could be Philadelphia. Could be you fill one in now.
It could be Iowa's Dome.
Could be the Iowa Dome.
You got your socks on.
You're moving around, and I'm guessing you're having to wear shorts because if you were wearing long pants, it would be harder for them. Or could you identify a compression sock just from feet alone?
Well, the experts will know. The experts will know. But what I do is I wear a real short athletic short, and then I'll do a compression hose underneath. So it kind of looks like I'm moonlighting at Hooters.
Okay, because they have those skin-colored tights. I realized that very late in the game that is you are not seeing the Hooters ladies' legs, folks. You are seeing a cloth reimagining of their skin.
That's right. Shinier dream of a skin.
Now, are those compression hose?
Some of them could be. Some of them could
They
be.
could be.
Certainly. Mm-hmm.
I heard once that if you're having circulation problems in your legs, you could have a heart attack.
That's right.
It might be plaque.
That's right. That's right.
Leg plaque?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the biggest piece of jewelry you've ever seen?
Oh.
Or made?
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Well, what if it fell into the same category?
Yes, that's fun.
I did get in a little bit of trouble for it because it was a headdress. It was a native headdress.
Oh, no.
And I later learned that was ceremonial, but at the time, I just had
it's
fun
sacred.
making it. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird. Some of the stuff that, Trey and I have been learning this too, the hard way. But we used to always talk about, when we were like picking up a tab because we were on the road a lot too. We'd be at a Ruby Tuesdays. We love our Ruby Tuesdays. And just be like, hey,
Making me hungry, you son of a bitch.
I know. And they'd say, cash or card. And we'd put the card down and be like, here's the wampum. But it's like, you can't do that. You can't say that anymore. Because that's...
Last time we did that was probably like 2013 or something.
But I was already getting the vibe
At that point, it was probably...
It was already getting to be like, no, dude, no.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I feel bad for laughing.
No.
And I'm sorry, that was the reflex.
And sometimes the waiter would laugh. But that's not the point. We don't want to do it.
No. So biggest piece of jewelry, we already covered that. That's a headdress.
That was the headdress.
Did you sell it?
I did. I sold it in Wisconsin. I was wearing it, actually just out and about. And this guy
Not
came
at
up-
a trade show.
No,
Wow,
no.
I like
And,
that.
I had a couple offers at the trade show. Sure. People wanted to trade some of their tanzanite for it. And I almost did. But I wore it out.
Uh-huh.
And at the time, the TGI Fridays there was incredibly bumping. And a guy came up to me and said, I'll give you nice amount.
What was that gentleman's? Where was he from?
I'm gonna say Greece.
Greece.
Oh.
And that's
I'm
actually
glad.
that's on my bucket list. Just so you know, I don't think we've talked about that yet.
No.
It moved into the top 5 before I
We're
died.
so strict about a bucket list only having 5.
Yeah.
And
Well, because how big is the bucket? How big can the bucket be? And how long do we really have?
Right,
Exactly.
right. So that knocks out either, yo-yo lessons or whatever. But so the guy says, I didn't want, to trade,
Right.
and I can't. But, and did you trade for...
Money, right?
You know what? I didn't. I traded for a couple of crystals and a dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, you dated him.
Nope.
She didn't say that.
he gave you a dinner. Did he eat?
Well, yeah.
That's a date.
Well, he took his to go.
Oh, that's not a date.
No.
Also
That's
also not the nicest.
I'm not going to lie, I was a little surprised. He said, would you like to have dinner?
That sounds.
Then just bought
then-
me the meal and then took his as a carry-out.
He's being literal. I have a cousin like that where you think it's interpersonal, but it's actually just a declaration. It's an announcement. It's like a play-by-play of a thing that's happening, and you're like, wait, but there's more to this.
Yeah.
But
I have a little bit of a possibly inappropriate thing as well, and I want to ask it near the headdress discussion. So if we have to, we can lift it all out in one chunk later. Have you ever seen the women who have the rings that stretch their neck
fine.
up?
wait, the neck rings?
Yeah.
Right.
In like National Geographic.
That's Africa.
In Africa, I think Goldie should have that. But have you ever seen those at the shows?
Well, I would say since I put on a couple of pounds, every necklace is a bit of a joke.
Okay.
Every necklace
We're
is
keeping
feeling
all
snug.
this. We're keeping all of this.
Let's let it be thick, Aaron.
Yes. Yeah, I know that feeling. I definitely know that feeling. I'd say the same about my belt.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we could.
We'll go
I mean,
on
those
hers.
those things look. I mean, I don't even know if you can read National Geographic anymore because now I'm thinking back to it. Growing up, my grandmother had those in her apartment, and it was like, this is like
could see.
this is anthropological porn. Basically, it was a lot of dark nipples, like just the darkest nipples. You know.
You sound mad, but I think you're happy.
I was only happy, but I'm just like, everything was new, but I'm like, now what are we doing? Like, we're just, I still want to learn about piranhas. It's always about the Amazon. I feel like National Geographic is only about the Amazon.
Well, we should get back.
I'm sorry, I am stuck on the dark nipples.
I'll talk about that.
Yeah, but you thought they were upsetting.
I grew up with not upsetting. I just was like, I didn't know about them because I grew up in a family where the only nipples I ever saw were they're just lighter nipples.
Okay.
And then in college, and Trey knows this.
Yeah. What? I'm supposed to.
I dated Afia Ricks, and that was my first experience with a black woman, and I think there was a little bit of a connection there. Like, and I hold the torch a little bit. I hold the torch.
If you could go to one city and go to what city has the most interesting jewelry? Because I think a lot of people think of the Southwest as that, but
yeah, what's Coco Pelli up to? Like, what is Coco Pelli out there in the scene, jewelry wise? That little guy that you see in the Arizonian stuff.
And does he do that with his arms?
who?
Yeah, like the guy.
The
He's
guy
like
from Island of Dr. Moreau?
kinda.
Kind of. What the? What if you could go to one city, like this could be where we come back in. If you could go to one city, where would it be?
Hands down, Fairfield, Connecticut.
Fairfield. I love that.
What?
The jewelry scene out there.
Yeah?
Oh my God. There's a couple of wild gals that I like to have cocktails with when I'm out there. And
Okay.
they will fill, you know how people will have sleeve tattoos?
Oh,
I'm talking
yeah.
about sleeve jewelry.
What?
These gals will be covered in bracelets, anklets, headdress, necklaces,
Yes.
belts, belly
Wow.
chains.
Layers.
I love a belly chain.
What's
you
a
do?
belly chain?
Belly chain's just a real thin piece of decorative chain that goes around your stomach and usually lands right around the belly button.
You see it on belly dancers if you go to a restaurant that has one of those.
Okay.
You guys like kebabs?
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
This will not become that because we could talk the whole.
Yeah, we're big kebab heads.
So
And I do like a tabbouleh.
we're good.
Okay.
So guys wear jewelry all the time.
All the time.
All the time. What would you say if you were gonna jewelry up Goldie? What would you recommend? I put you on this.
I know where this is going.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, first of all, I want to do a pinky ring. I want to do a gold accent pinky ring on them.
Yes, you have to.
I think that could be good. I used to have a hairier hand and knuckle, and I think that would have popped more back in those days.
It was hairier.
It was hairier. I was hairier. But I thought you were setting her up because when we first met and became buddies in college, I still wore a Star of David necklace, and he was always like, what in the hell?
Take it off!
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It was fine. It was fine. I knew it wasn't like an anti-Semitic thing, and it was just, but...
At the time, I didn't even know what the star was, so at the time, I thought it was to David Lee Roth because he always had so many necklaces.
Yeah.
And I was all Hagar.
You always were. We know, Judy, that you love lists. If you could give us a list of your top 7 or 8 favorite airports or favorite bars inside airports. I'm not assuming you drink, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Take us through. Give us. It doesn't have to be in a perfect order, but just give us a list of some of your faves because we like to pass that on to our fans.
I love that.
Sure. First, I'm thinking right out of the gate, LAS, Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Las Vegas, they've got those gorgeous rocking chairs.
Oh,
sometimes I'll just go there to rock.
I love that. I love that because the massage chairs are a little pricey.
Oh, yeah.
And the rocking chairs are free and not as good, but still something.
Trey is the only person I know that once lost $200 in between a connection going through Las Vegas. I'm like, save it for the actual. We're not in real Las Vegas. We're in an airport.
Yeah. I do. I have a bit of a gambling problem only at that airport.
That's right. Oh. Okay, so Las Vegas.
Love Vegas. DFW, Dallas-Fort
Dallas.
Worth.
Oh, yeah.
You guys ever been to Wing Wangs?
I don't think I have.
Oh, the chicken there is so tender.
Ooh.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try it with the garlic sauce.
Ooh.
I want to write that down,
I
but
like
I'm
that too.
going to throw these out after. What? Are you
Wing.
writing
I got
down?
it. Wing Wangs.
You write it down. You text me.
Okay.
Number 3.
Yes.
Sorry to be so on the nose, but JFK. You guys ever heard of it?
Too soon.
I heard of it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'll kill you. Oh my gosh. Where do you chow down in JFK?
Burger Circle.
Oh.
Burger Circle. They've got the vegan burger with the gluten-free bun.
Wow.
I love a non-meat based burger. He and I will go to battle on this. He's like, push comes to shove, you're telling me you're okay with a plant-based burger? I'm like, yeah, sometimes I prefer that.
Yeah, because I always say, well, just then mash up a little bunch of lettuce and shove it in your mouth and call it a burger.
Not the same, and it doesn't rip up my gut the same way. Like a burger really wreaks havoc on me.
I think we have time for 4 more airports.
Okay.
We've got MT.
Montana.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
MTA.
Yes, MTA. That's beautiful.
And they have a Spirit of the Red Rock
Oh.
that has actually, okay, brag, featured some of my work as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
that
so your stuff has been selling in stores too.
Yeah, you ever see these were really popular at a time. They're just the silver outline, and there are these little turtles, and they're all connected in a little bracelet. And on the back of them, there's some shimmer
I think I have seen that.
with the gorgeous lobster claw
The turtles are all
lined up.
lined up.
how do you have something in Spirit of Red Rock and you don't? We're not talking about Coco Pelli. That is where Coco Pelli. That's like his hang spot. Sorry.
I was gonna say, how do you have something in Spirit of Red Rock and we don't lead with that? I thought that's
well,
what you were gonna say.
by the way,
but it-
yes to that. Yes to that.
That is so cool. And turtles, what made you think of that? That they would all go in a line? Because you picture like There's no turtle cafeterias.
That we know of.
There's none. There's none, period. But so how do you, my point is, well, how do you get that idea? That's a great idea.
Well, I was sitting on a beach in Florida, and I saw all the turtles migrating towards the water, and they were all kind of in a line.
Oh, yes.
And I said, wow, that's cute. That's cute. I want to capture this moment.
That's creative because they aren't exactly in a line. You did that just to give you credit. Because I don't think, there are animals that go in a line. Ants.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Ants. Turtles, they go...
Yeah, it's a
flock.
It's a flock or a pack.
Yeah.
A pod?
A murder. JFK.
Oh boy.
He was murdered.
I don't think that's what's being debated. I think it's the number of people.
Well,
no.
I might be. I don't know what side of history I'm on, but he was murdered. That's so cool though that you pictured lining them up and then around the wrist, so it's like they're going to the ocean. The ocean is like your hand or whatever. I love that. That was in the Rock of the.
Do you think that for you, trade shows? What are you seeing in the world of trade shows? If someone said, "Hey, we need to know what's the latest in trade shows," what are you noticing there? Where are you seeing it going, and how is it going to affect business travel?
Yeah, and we're fine on time. So
you don't
long or short.
You don't need. Yeah.
Okay. I guess the newest thing in trade shows is the sort of essence that you're getting. A lot more showmanship these days, a lot more skin.
Oh, no.
A lot more skin,
We're
guys.
listening.
I'll tell you what, sometimes I'm like, am I on the beach or am I at work?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I'll see these gals with just a full just holes up and down their dresses.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, what's that doing? And what it's doing is bringing people in.
Wow.
Okay, I thought you were saying that they had holes, like a flesh eating, like they had divots, like body divots. You're saying
What?
in the clothes.
What are you saying?
I thought she was saying that there were holes in their body, like Ebola, like holes.
That's not though.
That's
right?
not what you're saying.
You were talking about like when you see in living color, and then there's like circular holes in the sides of the dresses.
Yeah, not a flesh-eating pock.
I don't even know why I shared it.
Dress windows is probably not the official term, but that's essentially what they are. They're like, here's a little peek into the apartment building that is my flank, you know.
Judy, we're gonna pay some. Should we pay some bills? Nope.
I've been wanting to ask you, when you were in high school, what jewelry was cool to you then?
Yes.
And I'm not trying to find out your age.
Okay.
I'm just saying I want to know about Judy when you were getting into this in the beginning.
Well, while we're here, how old do you think I am?
Let's go with 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay. We're actually both very good at this.
We're pretty good at this.
Okay.
This used to be when we were single. This would be a thing at the bar that we would have done. So
Yep.
guys.
And
Okay.
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 29.
34.
Wow. Is that your final answer?
Which
I would
one?
go again.
Yeah, let's go again.
1, 2, 3,
28.
39. 29 is my original.
And my first was 34, but then I dropped it down to 28.
I'm going to go final answer 29.
I am 54 years old.
Whoa, Judy.
Yeah.
I'm actually worried.
Judy.
I'm worried.
I want to
Are
know.
you a little worried?
Oh, are you really? I want to know when you went to the Florida Everglades and found the Fountain of Youth. Is that where that was supposed to be?
I think so. And then I think there's another one in Egypt. Yeah.
Oh, there's two. Because you look great.
You do. You do.
You look 29. I swear.
No.
You look composite 29, 30.
I swear I do think that the juices helped. When I was able to have access to
right.
those juices, I do think they helped my skin regeneration.
When you were selling those, you got to sip it on the side.
Well, it is frowned upon.
Oh.
But that's why I don't do it anymore, you know?
Okay.
But back to the jewelry, I was a big hemp girl.
Oh.
I loved hemp.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But that stuff collects body smells, don't you think?
Oh, you think so?
The fibers, like that was always my experience.
Boy.
I'm picturing you at, again, I'm not trying, well, now we do know your age, so I'm picturing you at a four non-blondes
Oh,
outdoor.
He's good at this.
This is incredible.
He can place you at a concert.
Yeah, and
with the best of 'em.
As soon as you said hemp jewelry, I was like, I think I can see Judy doing the twist at the Four Non-Blondes concert. Is that fair?
Yeah. How the heck did she get the one hitter in here?
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always the one who's
Always
like, I actually got one.
Yeah.
You guys want to get down?
Yeah.
That's what I used to always say by the bathrooms. You guys
Yeah.
want to
Wanna
get down?
wanna get
Yeah.
down?
We did, boy. We did.
Oh, no. Are you talking about?
We went to Lollapalooza. It was not the first Perry Farrell one.
I'm gonna kill
It was
you.
one. It was one where he wasn't running it anymore,
gonna
which everyone
murder
was
you.
like, Are you sure you want to go to this? We did.
I'm gonna bury you 6 feet deep if you
Uh,
are going where I think you're
And
going.
this guy decides that he's going to try and get up on stage with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'm going to dig the grave.
The only problem is he forgot that he hadn't zipped up his pants.
I'm going to.
We don't even know.
urinate
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
Dead
Well,
body.
no, speaking of urination, anyway, he got tackled by security, but not before. And this is before phones, where everyone had cameras.
Hunt down your family.
There is.
You are telling this story.
There's a. Well, I'll leave it right there. There's a photo. It does exist. And yeah, and the whole entire ride all the way back to Ann Arbor was. And he did. He
I'm
beat the
gonna gouge
hell.
your
He
eyes
beat the
out.
hell out of me at
I'm
one
gonna
point because I kept
gouge him
wanting to
out
talk
after
about
you're
it.
dead. You are telling this now?
I didn't even tell the whole thing. You can tell the rest if you want. You don't need to.
I'm gonna shove dollar bills in your eye sockets.
Oh.
Telling that story. You're in trouble. Business Trips is brought to you by Canton Chef Express on Pico and La Brea. It's just like our sign says, we have the best Chinese food. From broccoli beef to orange chicken, we've got the meal for you. Known for our large portions and lunch specials, Canton Chef Express is the only place you'll want to eat from now on. 3 meals per day, haha. We are temporarily closed due to a California Health and Safety Code violation, but plan to reopen soon and continue serving you the most and hottest Chinese food in Los Angeles. Again, we're on Pico between a 7-Eleven and a very small medical clinic. Just look for the sign that says, the best Chinese food, then come in for exactly that once we reopen. That's Canton Chef Express on Pico.
I'm going to check that one out. And if
love
you're going
that
to have
place.
it, make it hot and make it most. Give me the most. Yeah, I like that. Cough button. So, Judy, we're going to actually wrap this one up before we sign off. We were getting real tired of this, but
Yeah.
it's something that
Enough's
seems to be
enough
hitting
kinda
us
thing.
hard, and unfortunately has nothing to do with the pandemic. So it's getting. Today's episode is dedicated to Lance Sniffin Griffin. Lance has been on the maintenance staff here at the recording facility where we record the podcast as long as we can remember.
Long
pretty much.
time.
And yeah, it's odd to walk these halls and not see him pass with that little smirk and that sniff sound. And then that's why we gave him that nickname. But we're not going to be hearing that little tick any longer because Lance did pass away earlier this week from unknown causes. And Lance was a huge fan of Eddie Murphy,
Yes.
huge fan of Pantera, and he loved his dog Hoagie big time. Lance was not always able to fix everything that was broken, but he also did seem annoyed when you asked him to.
Yeah,
That's kind of part of his charm. And I think we all kind of want that in a maintenance guy, don't we? We don't really want the guy that nails it right out of the gates and doesn't have any personality. We're kind of looking...
Or seems excited when you tell him what's broken, you know? I like when he's like, what... Well, that Lance was always like, what did you do this time?
Yeah. Now what?
Yeah.
We're gonna miss Lance, and that joke he would always make about quitting before he loses his ability to smell the bullshit, which I don't know if he did or didn't. Lance can whistle real loud. Big fan of dip. Doesn't matter. Lance, we love you. We miss you. You're gonna be missed.
That one's for Lance. Judy.
Fuck.
Sorry about that, guys.
Thank you.